hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me for another episode on the Sovereign Divinity podcast. And this week, I have Aisling Jerrith as my special guest as we continue talking and chatting about the light language and our connection and what it is all about, how to use it to up-level your life, your business, all areas of your life. And also, Aisling is going to be sharing a light language to activate your DNA. So make sure you stay tuned for that towards the end. A little bit about Aisling. Aisling is an energy alchemist and a code creator. She combines multidimensional with quantum healing fused with hypnosis when needed in her work. So help me welcome Aisling. Hello, everybody. Woo-hoo. Another week of this yummy conversation. And today I have Aisling. I love her name, by the way. Aisling. I have Aisling here with me. Welcome, Aisling.
Welcome, Abigail. It's such a pleasure to be here. I thank you so much for having invited me. I feel so honored and I love being with you. I love your energy and everything that you do. I read your book and it was such a pleasure to be invited from you. So I felt straight away without even feeling or thinking much. I said, yes, I want to be here with you and share whatever I can.
I'm glad you're here. Yeah, I'm glad you're here to share your journey so that more people can, well, what am I looking for? Find themselves in these journeys, these stories they hear in, so that they can find courage through that. They can learn that it's okay for them to, receive this powerful gift, allow the gifts and the codes to out so that they can share it with humanity, use that to better themselves. So that's the whole point of I'm doing these series. Activate more people, give them more courage, have them, create that support system and know that they're not alone on this journey. So with that said, Aisling, how did your light language journey begin?
That's always a nice question. It was very interesting, with me, my late light language began that now it's actually 1 year that I started speaking light language. And I got activated just listening to Richard Melchizedek, who's my dear brother. We work strongly together. We do a lot of things together. I met him in 2019 and I did with him and Ron Ario, which he provided a course then and days. And I did 2 courses with them. And I was always very curious because I didn't know anything about light language. I didn't know what light language was. And I heard him speak it a couple of times until eventually then in January, 2 months later, I started speaking. So just basically it got activated through listening to his light language a couple of times, and that activated it within me.
I love that.
Yes, and it was so funny, when it came out the first time with myself. I mean, I kind of always knew it would come out because as it resonated so very much with me in the beginning from listening to it, I just knew, I've got this clear knowledge or clear, how you say, clear sentiment and the clear knowledge and the clear feeling very strongly developed, very strongly. And I always knew that it would come in. But when it then actually came in, it was so funny, It was so funny. I mean, I had to laugh. I couldn't stop laughing because it was like a little child that had found something new and it sounded so strange. And I was just laughing away. And then I recorded it, because I was so happy. And I recorded it and sent a message to Richard. And I said, Richard, look, this is what has come true. I think I'm beginning to speak light language, And he was, yes, my sister, that's awesome. He was so happy and so thrilled as well. And yeah, and ever since then, I kept recording it to see the evolution of it.
Yes.
Because over time you can see how it changes depending what comes in, who comes in, which galaxies, which beings, etc. So it was a really very interesting journey. And
I love that.
Since then, a lot has happened. Yeah. So
of course. And just real quick, Richard is also one of the guest who will be coming on. So look out for it. You're going to be experiencing his magic too, and also his beloved partner too will also be on the interview. So you get to experience what she's talking about. They're quite magical and just powerful what they do. But I love that you mentioned that yours got activated by listening to light language. And just like you, I have that gift of just knowing. Like I've always I just know. And with light language, when I was so drawn to it, every time I listen to it, I'm just in tears. Like I feel it in my core, and I knew that at some point I would be speaking it, but at the beginning, it was just me drawing it or maybe sounding it out, like through like just singing something that I had no idea what the words were, but I could never speak it, until like recently when it was like a pull, like a pressure in my throat. And I was like, oh, it's time. It's ready. Let's do this. And it just like you just started flowing out. And I recorded my first one too. I was like, just in case. And it's already, I love that you said it evolves over time, because it does, but let's go back to the part where you said you listened, it got activated by you listening, because I want the listeners and those of you watching to pay attention to the different ways that this gift gets activated. There's no one way. There's no one way of activating this gift. Yeah.
Yeah. There are many, many ways. I mean, you could get activated by listening to, like I did. You could get activated by, for example, watching a code of somebody drawing codes, because you can draw them, you can paint them, or you could simply get activated by somebody, by a speaker, but who's speaking in silent and using only the movement, because we can also do codes with our hands or with the body movement as well, So any of these forms are ways in which you can be activated, because we all have this memory actually embedded within our soul, within our, I'd say, mitochondria, with our DNA.
Yes.
It's residing already within all of us. The only thing is, because we were so veiled and everything was so closed down, we do not remember a lot of stuff. And now it's the time when most people are remembering everything, what they truly are, with all their abilities, with all their gifts, and with all this power which we all carry within ourselves, right?
I love that you said we're remembering who we really are. That really resonates with even with the message that came through with creating this series. It's time for you to remember who you really are, not what society has told you are, not what, like all of those programmings and constructs that are not yours. Like when you strip all of those away, who are you? And I feel like that's the purpose of the light language, like really coming through to bypass all of that and take us right to our core. And it's almost like a DNA activation,
It is. I feel like it's a, to give it a name, I would say like a soul rebirthing. We are all rebirthing, and we are like unlearning the old to learn the even older, to say so.
Yes.
Because it does exist. It's only a question of us accessing to this again and really pulling it down and opening our heart, this sacred, wonderful heart, this space where everything resides, right? Within our column, within our spine in English, yes, within our spine. Everything, all the wisdom, the knowledge, the energy, the power lies there. So we just have to return there and access it again.
I love that you said so that we can release the old and then get connected with the older, because that is exactly, we're going back to our ancient wisdom, our core self, which like the image that I got as I was listening to you, is almost like I mean, when we were born into, this is who I am. Like, you knew who you were, you knew what you stand for. Like, it was very clear who you are. And then, we started building, like putting stuff on top of it, putting stuff that are just junk on top of it until it was completely covered. So it's like you couldn't even see it anymore, because now it's just all of this crap on top of it. And we're able to now like just get rid and not just even like little bits at a time. It's just like, phew, get rid of it. This is who you are. Now
Yeah.
embody it. So I love
Yeah.
that you said that.
Yeah. And now is the time, now these energy influxes which are there, there's such strong energy influxes every single day since already a couple of months. I mean, we've got no other choice than really getting rid of all this dense shadow, pain, suffering, all that's there. We have no choice. It is being removed and deleted by default because the light is pushing it away, literally, out of our DNA for the new light to come and for us to crystalline and
Mm.
become this crystalline, beautiful Christ self, which we are. Yeah.
Mm.
I think you can feel it,
Yes,
huh?
I can. I can feel it. I can see it. But it's so true. Like, I feel like since we stepped into the fifth dimensional energy, and especially now that we're in that new golden age energy, like Aquarius energy, like things are happening really quickly. In the 3D, like we had the luxury of being like, oh, okay, I'll work on this shadow, or maybe not that. And it's like we stepped into that high frequency. It's like, this is not you, goodbye. This is not you, goodbye. This is you. Like, it's so quick, to the
Yeah,
point. And I'm so grateful. I'm so
yeah.
grateful for it. Like
It's
it's effortless for us. Yeah.
it's a prestige, I think it's a real prestige. And as you say, we may not even realize what's happening on a conscious level. And I think we don't even need to know how
Yes.
things are being moved out of us because we don't have to go back. This time is over. This was again 3D energy, right? When we had to go in and feel and see everything, how it was built, and the way it came in, the same way it went out. So if a pain came in painful, it left painfully. Now the
Yes.
beauty is it's not that way anymore. It's being resolved so quickly with this shifting of
Yes.
jumping and quantum leaping through these
Yes.
timelines. So we're not even aware. And suddenly we realize that, wow, I've changed, or people tell you you have changed, and we don't even know. We haven't done consciously a big deal because a lot is happening on the subconscious level at
Yes.
night when we sleep, right? So
I
that's the
agree.
beauty. That's what I love
And
about this
it's
journey.
true because in the 3D it was like we had to do the work. We had to understand the foundation. So we had to dive in and go back in time and heal and go to a different timeline and heal. Like we had to like slowly get to the nitty gritty, and it was just very, exhausted and just hard work. And you get to 5D and it's like, okay, all the work that I did. Oh, so that doesn't work anymore. Okay, quick, done, right? This needs healing. It's almost like, especially when you're conscious of what is changing, it makes it even quicker. And
Yeah,
this consciousness comes through, especially, it's like that tapping into that deep desire. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I here to express? Like, we all have that innate wisdom. Like, what you would love to experience in this lifetime. You know that if you had a certain lifestyle, you would be the best self ever. Or if you lived in a certain area, you'd be so happy. Or if you had a certain business, or maybe, like, is working for yourself instead of working for someone else, like that would, we all have like, we have that wisdom of what we're here to truly experience, or what would bring us the most joy if we experience it. And now it's like that's what is coming to the forefront. Like, stop daydreaming about that and begin to embody it and actually be it. Like, that's where we are right now. It's so cool.
and Abigail, what I think is so beautiful as well is actually that we always believed that everything was outside of us. Healing was outside of us. God was outside of us, etc. And when we come to this level of consciousness, when you shift, when you really flow with these beautiful, powerful energies that are there now happening worldwide, and you adjust to that frequency because it's a frequency,
Yes.
you realize and you become aware that we can do everything alone. We don't need anybody anymore. We can heal
Exactly.
ourselves. We can change our DNA where everything is lying there to be changed and to be updated and upgraded alone.
Yes.
And it's beautiful to meet people like you or me who are healers and do multidimensional healing, all this stuff. But in the end of the day, we are only here to give you like a little push, but
Yes.
everybody heals and connects if they really open up to embody this self, mm, as I said before, the Christic being which we are,
Yes.
right? We all have this ability to heal ourselves and to modify ourselves.
I agree. I agree. And I feel like, in the past, and it's just cool seeing how all of our, being a healer, being a activator, like all of that from the past point of view, it was about, okay, you are having a hard time, releasing this or activating this or healing this. Let me be that channel for you so that you can release that very easily. But that is evolving to, okay, now I'm just a reflection of what you are capable of doing. So let me show you who you
Mhm.
really are through me. Like we're becoming more reflections. And then at the end, it's like, I know who I am. Wait, I need to release this. Boom, I know how to do it. I need to activate this code within me. Boom, I know how to do it. Like this is where we're headed to. And even though we can't quite comprehend what society will be like if we don't have to go to anyone for healing, or like, it's okay. It's okay. When that time comes, we will figure it out, you know? But it's cool to see the evolution, like what we're going through. Yeah.
Exactly. And to see that we are all one and that whatever I see in you resides in me and vice versa. So we don't have to look outside, just look at the others, that what are they reflecting back to you? It's all you. It's all you. And that's what I
Oh,
like about this evolution, that we have really begun to step out of the ego and accept
yes.
every facet of us, that we are in this human body, we have consciousness in this human vessel which needs to breathe and live, and access also that it's so much more. There's so
Yes.
much more.
Oh, absolutely. So let me ask you this. In what ways do you use light language in your life and your business? How do you use it?
I use light language for everything. I use it for everything. I wake up in the morning, I have a shower, and I'm singing light language.
Mm,
I cook my food and I bless my food with light language. I caress my cat and I use light language.
mm,
I water my plants and I use light language. And then in the business, I have begun to fuse it with almost every therapy and everything that I do, because for me, it's the most, really, I believe, the most powerful energy healing modality. It's not a modality. How you say that in
mm-hmm.
English?
I know.
Uh, yeah, a healing energy, to say so, which
Yes.
exists. And it's so wonderful to combine it and fuse it in every session. I'm a hypnotherapist and I do a lot of hypnosis. So
Yes.
I have noticed that when I'm doing hypnosis on people, the stream of light language wanted to come true. But because I hadn't told them previously, I felt a bit awkward to use it, because I thought,
Ah,
well, suddenly this may bring them out of the hypnosis, because
yeah.
mentally they weren't prepared for it and I hadn't told them. So that's when the next clients came in for hypnosis, I said, look, I'm working with another tool, which is light language. Most of them, they don't even know what it is. So you explain it to them, and then they're very open. And when I use it, I mean, it's so powerful. It really is. People,
Oh,
their tears are running down, because they really, especially when they're in hypnosis, when they
yes.
put away the conscious mind and they stopped criticizing, analyzing, thinking, blaming, etc., and they're really only on
Yes.
subconscious mind, they can feel everything so strongly, and they allow whatever has to be released to release it. And most of the
Yes.
times when they're lying in hypnosis, you're lying down, the tears are just floating, and it's so beautiful to see. So yeah, I use it for a lot of different things.
So beautiful. I love that you mentioned how it came in and incorporates with your current work. And this is something that has been coming. I feel like more and more people, like I'm getting people getting activated with your codes of light, which means that they were able to be sharing more of that light language with humanity in general. And what came through us, I was creating this series and summit, is that the light wants to come through us into our physical reality so that we can create the change that we really want. And some people are getting activated like freshly, like they've never encountered light language or light codes or whatever. And then but more people is like the activation is pushing them out, if that makes sense. It's like they're aware of light language. They probably use it just on themselves. They're nervous about sharing it with anyone else. They keep it to themselves, and it's like a push to, hey, the light wants to come through you outward. And so
Yeah.
like our listeners and those watching are probably, part of this group that's why they were drawn to this in the first place. Like, oh my gosh, okay, so I can use it that way. Okay, now okay, fine, I'll just share it. Maybe I'll create a little group where I share with just a few people, but they're going to be feeling more and more of that pressure to like get it out into the world so that we can create our heaven on earth. Oh,
Yes.
yes.
It's helping so much. It's helping so much humanity. And sometimes just a code, I've begun drawing codes as well. With me, everything once the light language spoke in last year in January. As I said in November, the prior year in 2019, I was activated by listening to it and then listening to
Yes.
it through the course because I did this one course with Richard. And then I think the course was of 4 days. It was in November for 4 days. And then from November till January, nothing happened. And then suddenly in January, it came in. And I must say, in this 1 year now, from last January to this year, January, so much has happened for me in regard to light codes, because not only did I begin speaking it, but I begin to sing it as well, which is beautiful, I think, because there's different kind of streams and it feels very
Yes.
different as well. And then I began to draw codes, and I had no clue, Abigail, what they meant. I had no clue, but my hand was just drawing these codes, and they looked like Syrian codes. I think they're from
Yes.
Sirius, from the planet Sirius.
Yes. Yes.
But I have no idea what they mean. I still don't understand the meaning of those written codes, or even sometimes of those spoken codes. But I think
Yes.
that's fine, because that would be the mental aspect, wanting to
Yes.
understand. And we don't need to understand. All we need to know is feel, because light
Yes.
language and light codes, it's about feeling. It's a soul resonance. And your soul, if you put the mind away on the side for a little time, will understand
Yes.
what it means.
Oh, I love it. Mine, I've always been able to draw the codes. Like if you look up my journals going back, which I love journaling, so I have all my journals, it's like a library. You will see these codes appear, but I thought it was just Google, like doodling, and I really enjoy it. Like when it comes through, I have no idea what they mean. Sometimes a word will pop in with it. So that's what I was familiar with. And then also toning it. So it's like I'm humming a song and sounds are coming, but I don't know. It's not a word. It's just like sounds that are coming. So actually speaking it, that's something that started this year. And it's like this year started and I knew there was going to be a new gift coming through. I just had no idea. And I was being drawn more to listen to light language. I mean, it was so strong. The pull was so strong that at some point I was like, do I need to like take a light language? Like, what do I need to do to get this out? And just like that, it's like the doors just open. And I remember hearing my higher self is like, just grab your phone and just start speaking, record and start speaking. I was like, okay. And it just started flowing and it hasn't stopped since then. But I love that you mentioned that because there's so many ways that the light wants to come through. There's not just one way. You don't have to be just speaking. You don't have to be, it can be a combination, everything at once in there. It's just about what humanity needs and also what you need to, because we know when we become the conduits of light, we also receive the blessings and the healings and the magic too, as much as everyone else is receiving. Yeah.
Yeah. You know how I feel it come in, like in the tongue, no, the our where those things are when we have our infections here on those things.
Yes. Yes.
behind it, it begins to tingle. There's a tingling
Ah,
sensation I get from there, and then it comes all right up to my jaw, to the upper jaw.
yes.
This tingling sensation, and then I know, wow, a stream is coming through of light language now. That's how I feel it with me. It's coming in that way, you know?
So fascinating. I love
Yes,
that each person that I've talked to, like they all have, like the way it comes through is so different for everyone. Like for me, it's just like I can see my channel, I can see the codes, like golden glowing codes coming down my channel into my heart and then out through, like through my, in my throat and then out through my mouth. Like I can actually see the whole process, you know. And there's some people that the same thing, like they feel like a pressure in their heart, or they feel pressure in just your throat and it just comes out. So it's so cool to hear all the different ways that we identify that the light codes are coming through. So it's like, get ready, it's coming.
yes. Or you feel it in the crown chakra. Suddenly your crown
Yes.
chakra is so opening, it's so tingling, oh my God, there's a lot of downloads here coming in. Codes coming.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
So,
good. And I think we should not judge about how
mhm,
everybody receives it or sees it, because everybody's unique. You are unique,
yes.
I'm unique. We all have our own way. So we should
Yes.
never compare and never just really say that, oh, wonderful, thank you for coming in, and I'm open to receive that. And
Yes. And if you find yourself comparing, don't be hard on yourself. We've all done it. Like I've watched, some of the people who speak or sing light language, they've been doing it for years. And so like it's fluid right now. It's like smooth and fluid. And it just, hi, baby. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. It's so fluid that you hear it and you're like, wait, I want mine to sound like that, right? So it's okay if you compare, but don't get stuck in there. I want you to come back to, oh, what is mine to share? Yeah.
yeah, we can, I mean, we can look at others or see others, which we do obviously, but don't judge, we should never judge. Because if we judge, then I think we are already out of sabotaging ourselves, and we should not do this. We should love us unconditionally because we're perfect. We're perfect the way in our own evolution.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
every soul is where it has to be in this now moment. So,
exactly. So, Ashlyn, for those people who are listening to us and, they're building the courage to share the amazing codes with humanity, or maybe with their loved ones, or maybe about to begin this journey, what advice would you give them?
what advice would I give them? Well, I would give them an advice to really always listen to the intuition. I think our intuition is so knowledgeable, and really the inner voice which guides us along our journey. And if we don't know how to do it, maybe they can take a breath, to center the energy in the heart center,
Yes.
lay their hand on their heart and really connect. And then, yeah, the intuition, if you put the mind aside and stop thinking with a breath, when you put your awareness on your breath, the mind goes away automatically, or it slows down at least, because you're so awareness of your breath. And then you just really center this energy in your heart and feel, and then the voice comes up, and this is the voice which is talking to you, and you should always follow. And follow your own voice. Don't listen to any outer information or to any person's opinion, because you are the knowledge itself.
Yes. Yes. So, with that said, is there a light language or message coming through to support our audience?
Yes, I would love to do some light language today here. I would love to for everybody. Yes, for sure. I've been so wanting this, and it's such an honor to do this. So, okay, now again, it's about feeling. I just invite the audience to feel into their soul and to really connect with this inner space, which is the heart, right? So you can just drop your energy into your heart and allow to begin to feel this warmth in your heart, and just be open. Really open up yourself to receive. And know that whatever's coming through is for the highest of your good, only for your highest good. And know that these codes, they're very wise and they know where to go and what to do. So it could be activating you, it could be maybe healing you, it could be clearing or purifying anything within yourself, within your physical body or your emotional body, your mental body, your spiritual body. So whatever it is, just allow that to be there. And if you want to close your eyes, maybe to feel deeper within, just do so. And I will just now begin with a little transmission. Take a deep breath in and out, and let go of anything that doesn't serve you any longer. And we now set the intention to connect with our 12-dimensional capacities and energies. Kushkora taia nasa mashakaro to otoi arasanayo poko apana akatayora ayana sasho pokonoto uri tatsana rakatama sakashkoro kutukotoi taso pushko papapai anosoro kotoma hamma tatai arata oshono kutui rititi ikanasa ashkara apasana kato osono shoko ommarakataito uatai asana sharata uko so oroko skoni ishkiri tita taskra atai oroko hamoroko tutushkiri kiti tatai arasana shakata tatai oroko tukukuku tikaratana samakato oroko tutu ishokoroko no tutu ianara kaya masanata kuri taio soro nakaya mayaka kuroko sono toya Nikayana Masoria Turona Tayo Kushko Parakai Titayara Nama Kushi Hayo Sonoko Koro Yokota Sonia Tutokaria Yana Kamakaso Tayanara Tito taya kaya kusoya Tito kataya rana suraya kaitaya namasakarata koaya Tutoto ira sashakara kadama sakara itoto ishkoto ashono orkutuna sakada am otokono uatasa shukto papari tata skono ushko ori tatai osono maka ushko kakasara tati tona katai yoroko ushko papapai akana argatata skono kutukutukutukutu atakarkat kirish kutukutuku atatatai no sukutukutukutukutu tutututu aratatai na sarkatana markata Oro kutukutu Pushukotokoro tututu tatai tututu ratatai nasama shakarai opor kutuku. Take a deep breath in and allow these energies to sink into every cell, into every pore of your being. And allow them to do whatever they have to do for you. Oh, thank you so much.
Oh man, that was delicious. Thank you. Thank you.
There was I felt it was very abundant, it was a message of abundance and of gratefulness, that we all have to be grateful for this time, for simply being, for this divinity, to reconnect with this, what we are, and just be and allow this abundance of this new earth or this world or universe or multiverses or intergalactic, whatever it is there to be and to receive. Just be open to receive, right?
Oh, that was so awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you
Yes.
for, yeah. Wow. So I would love to hear from you, or listening or watching, how this felt within your body. What came up for you? Did you see anything? Did you hear anything as you were listening to this light language activation? What came up for you? We would love to hear from you. But Ashlyn, thank you. Thank you for joining me. So before we go, how do people find you? How those, those who are drawn to your energy and want to experience more of your magic and work with you, how do they get in touch with you?
Yeah. Thank you so much. It's been so nice to be here with you. I love you. You're such a beautiful soul. You really are. Thank you so much. And yes, how can people reach out to me? They can reach out to me. The best way is really through Facebook, because at the moment I'm still building my webpage. I'm actually creating a totally new webpage because I have shifted, I've changed myself since the time
Yes.
when I did my first webpage. So I cannot provide a webpage, but I can provide my YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel which is called Soul Inspiring, and people can reach out to me via Facebook, and that's it so far. until I
Beautiful.
get my
Yes.
until I get my webpage
Yeah.
actualized, and we'll pass it on to you as well. It's just under construction right
Beautiful.
now.
Beautiful. So Facebook and YouTube, and just look for
And
the links.
Instagram as well. Sorry.
Oh, and okay, perfect. So
And
you will find all the links in the show notes. So just go back to the show notes and find it and click on it, and that will lead you to this beautiful goddess here. Thank you, Ashlyn, so much for joining me in this chat and for sharing your gift and your light with us. Like, I'm so grateful and honored.
so am I. Thank you so much. And I wish you a lot of success with this podcast. I wish it reaches millions of people, that they
Mm.
can get a little dot of this beautiful light to expand. And you're such an amazing soul. I wish you all the best.
Thank you. I received that. We receive it. Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you all for listening. And until next time,
Yes,
from our
thank you
hearts to
everybody for
yours.
being here,
Bye,
and from us.
everyone.